Hey YouTube, POV Knives here, coming at you with another hard to find object that you might be interested in. So this is the new Microtech Amphibian with the RAM-Lok. So the amphibian design always interested me. It's got this kind of bowed shape, which for some reason is easier to see on the back. It's got a nice bowed ankle and, looks like it'd be really good for kind of downward cuts. And like anything else that we do in this hobby, we automatically say, wow, that's a multi-$100 object that I need for cutting Amazon boxes and boxes of other knives. So went ahead and grabbed one. It comes in G10 or aluminum. This is the aluminum, which the milling is just great. They even went out of their way to change the angle of the milling here in terms of the pattern for the finger groove, which feels good when you're not wearing gloves. Nice milled titanium pocket clip. Interesting backspacer, which looks cool, but also lets you kind of blow air in there and clean it out whenever you need to. It has some flow through. This is the apocalyptic finish, which I really prefer from Microtech. It's I don't know, kind of analogous to what Hinderer does with the working finish, but theirs comes out looking a little like plastic. Microtech's looks nice. It looks weathered, but still doesn't show wear. They went out of their way to put some stone wash there, which I think is cool. The thumb stud, or I don't know what you would call that, the huge thumb thing, is okay. I think it adds to the look. Functionally, it's not my favorite. It's comfortable enough. I mean, the action on the knives is great. It's a nice heavy blade. Gives you a nice thunk just by gravity when you have to pull the RAM-Lok. The RAM-Lok itself, it's kind of like the Benchmade spring locks, but with the spring on the back. Similar to what Spyderco does with their ball bearing locks, but done better. I'd say better than both of the locks in terms of function. You get these knives and they are just rock solid. I mean, you almost feel like you could baton with that thing. The size, it's a big knife, but that's kind of what they were going for, which I appreciate. It looks like it'd be thicker behind the edge, but it's so broad on this side of the grind that it cuts really well. And what I appreciate, I like recurves, but I don't like super recurvy recurves just because they're difficult to maintain. This recurve, it's got some nice belly, but just kind of this gentle flow, which makes it easier to sharpen. You still can't really use a flat stone. You probably could get away with it if you know what you're doing. When I sharpen recurves, I tend to use rods. If you guys want to see that, let me know. There's a funny story behind. I guess I'll just quickly tell it. I bought my first nice knife when I was on a deployment, and I bought a ZT with a huge ass recurve. Had no idea what I was doing. So the whole deployment, I basically had a knife that worked like right here, but not at all down here because I couldn't sharpen the recurve. So I was carrying around like like a regular Swiss Army knife, tiny little thing in this huge ZT package. So that earned me some mockery. But now I can sharpen recurves and I can teach you too, if that's something you're interested in. But I mean, this is a really, really good value for literally what amounts to the price of a Benchmade. Let me grab the most similar Benchmade I have. So here's an Osborne. Obviously they're not fully comparable. And what's important to note, people give Benchmade some crap on the action. Like, yeah, the action's better here, but it's on bearings. That's a lot easier to do than a knife that is on washers. And, if I was still in the military and I was taking a knife into theater, I probably wouldn't take something that used bearings. I would take something that used washers. And I appreciate washers. There's a reason why there's only washers in Chris Reeve knives. So, barring the action, just looking at kind of what you get, both of these are iconic designs from iconic designers. You're getting a lot more machining and detail work, both made in the US. So you're getting a lot more of that in the Amphibian. You're getting quality designs. This just looks plain Jane in comparison. And the prices are just within a hair of one another. So, you know, I think Benchmade really needs to work on the pricing if they're going to compete with these new Axis style locks that are coming out of Microtech, because they're better. The designs are great. The machining's great. Honestly, I don't know how they charge what they charge for that. It doesn't make any sense to me. But they're able to do it, and we're able to benefit. So that's the Microtech Amphibian. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to see comparisons, let me know. I think I have a couple of Stitch models laying around that I can do a video on. Let me know if that's something you want to see. But yeah, great knife, really functional, nice to carry when you want to have a big folder on hand, and just really a steal at the price they're asking it. They're hard to find, but you can find them. Honestly, I never recommend buying on the secondary market because people are going to rip you off. That's why they're selling it on the secondary market. But if you can't find one and you really want one, it's priced so reasonably that I think some of the secondary prices, if you can get a used one, they're not that out of line, honestly, for the quality of knife you're getting. So do me a favor, if you like this content, like and subscribe so I can keep doing it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.